Good morning, everybody. Just wanted to give you a quick rundown on a mod I've made to my Camp Chef pellet grill. The Camp Chef Pro XL is all the rage right now, where you add the chunk wood to the basket to give you more of a real wood flavor, like a stick burner or in my experience, wood chip over propane actually provides really good smoke flavor too. But nonetheless, I got a pellet grill that I've had for 2 years, Camp Chef, 24-inch, bought at our local Sportsman's Warehouse. And once I saw the pellet, the Pro XL, I decided that I wanted to step that game up myself, but I didn't want to pay the price for the Pro XL. The pellet grill I have has got the baffle that slides over the burn pot that you can slide out of the way to give you more direct grilling. Pardon me. And as well as the louvered drip pan that goes beneath the cooking surfaces. So I thought, well, why can't I create the same situation myself by modifying my pellet grill, pardon me, and make it so that I could burn real wood chunks under over the burn pot, but under that drip pan, the louvered drip pan. So this is what I came up with. Let's see if I can show it to you. You'll have to pardon the mess because I'm doing a little bit of deck cleanup right now. But here's my machine. Got the nice Camp Chef blanket on top there. And you'll see here, there's a little added door. I built that door at my work and actually cut out a hole in the front of the pellet grill and put this little door on there made out of some aluminum, some hinges, little latch that I created on there with the spring. So let's get down in here and you can see what's going on. Hopefully the light is good enough. I turn that a little bit, and I actually, as my first go, got it just barely underneath the door. That was unintentional, but as you can see in there, I've got some real wood chunks going, and they're actually slightly on fire, which I don't think is a bad deal. Some clean smoke as compared to just smoldering, but you can see the smoke that's rolling out of there just from the wood chunks on there. Now what I've done, apart from adding this door to access that, because you don't want to have to open that up and have to remove your drip pan or your lower cooking grates just to add stuff there, what I've done is, on that slidable baffle in there that moves out of the way for the direct grilling or indirect cooking, I've drilled a bunch of holes, probably about 20-25 holes, about a little larger than an 1/8 inch, almost 3/16 in diameter, so that some of that direct heat from the burn pot is hitting the wood chunks there. And then when I want to add more wood chunks, come over here, and you can't necessarily add the super fatties like this because I have limited space in between there. But I'll take a little hatchet and chop that up so that I can get something a little bit more reasonable. Obviously those guys pretty large, but some flatter stuff like that one, you could probably squeeze that one in there. That'll fit. And of course these smaller chunks like this go in there all day long. This chunk, you could probably force that in there. It might lift up the louvered tray just a little bit, the louvered drip pan. And then I just take my long tongs, open up that door, grab yourself a piece of wood, and see if we can do this with one hand. I don't really need to add one right now. Those are still smoldering, but I'll do one just for this. So as you add wood in here, you can see I'm moving that louver. That's not a big deal. My bottom cooking grates have actually got a water pan in there. I've got a brisket going right now. But as you can see, you can just slide that in there with some long tongs, get them over your holes above the burn pot so it'll smolder and smoke. And as you add more, since that's baffle for the indirect or direct grilling has sides on it, raised sides, so the metal's bent up, you can simply add more and slide the ash stuff off the back and continue to feed that as you desire. And then close the door. Oh, pop the lid just a little bit so that this door closes all the way. There we go. That's better. and I can just continue to add wood chunks, and the ash will fall off the back of the baffle plate. Obviously, you need to probably clean the bottom of your pellet grill out more frequently, because not only is the ash from the burn pot accumulating in the bottom, but so is the ash and charcoal, if you will, from the wood chunks. So you'll have to clean out that bottom a little more often, but that's okay. It needs to be done anyway. So but as you can see, the amount of smoke I got coming out of this thing, and I could set this thing at smoke level 1 or 0, whatever the lowest setting is, and still generate great smoke just by adding those wood chunks there. So I've already experimented with a couple different foods, made some poor man's burnt ends with hot dogs, made a chuck roast, just a knockoff poor man's brisket with the chuck roast, and it seems to add pretty good smoke flavor. This is going to be a longer cook, of course, with the brisket going. Take a quick peek at that. Water pan at the bottom, brisket on top. You can already see around the edges. It's only been in here for an hour. You can see the redness coming on there around the edges, and I believe that is from the additional smoke from the wood chunks added to my modified wood chunk burner pellet grill. Thanks for watching. I'll have to do some editing here, but you get the idea. And I don't think it's too hard for the average handyman to make this modification themselves. You can certainly improve on what I've done, but anyway, happy cooking. Thanks.